Hey, how's it going, everyone? So I'm back out on the land that I was scouting in the last video, and I'm about to make a fire. It's pretty cold today. I think it's like right up in the upper 20s, and everything is just sopping wet on the ground. So I'm breaking in a new knife, which I'll show you here in just a minute. And then I'm also going to try to overcome all of the moisture on the ground. So I'll show you, I'm going to blend two fire techniques that I really like to use. So I'll show you how I'm doing that, and then I'm also kind of improvising with a few things that I've got in my kit, which is pretty minimal. All I'm really using is my Leicester River Boreal Anorak, the Helicon Tex chest kit, and then a few other things that I'm going to show you here in a few minutes. So I'm going to turn this camera around, I'll show you through what I've got right here, and we'll get this fire going. So here's everything that I've prepared so far. I've got some maps, and I had those in a waterproof bag for the area that I'm in. So we're actually going to use this to create a moisture barrier on the ground, and that'll save us just a little bit in the beginning stages. I am breaking in the Esee RB3. This is going to be a future beater Esee. So I figured the best thing to break that in on was a one stick fire. So I'm actually going to blend a one stick fire, and this is all like a hardwood. I think it's like oak. So I've created a bunch of feather sticks. We'll use the fireROD to get that going. Maybe one of the tinder tabs out of it. We'll see. I did use a silky to get those pieces of wood, and then I also have a bunch of small to medium size sticks, and we'll use those in kind of a chaotic teepee, and that will also help us to get some good heat going, and just get a little warming fire, and then also boil up some hot chocolate while we're out here and just enjoy the day. So let me flip this around, and we will create our fire right here in this little cleared out area, and I'll show you all through it. Alright, so first things first, we're going to lay this moisture barrier down. Again, that's just a simple baggie that I had my maps in, but we'll just use that for this. I'm going to kind of create something to raise the sticks and everything up off the ground a little bit as well. So I'll just kind of piece this video together, cut out portions while I'm grabbing materials, and I'll show you all how I'm doing this. We'll go ahead. These are a few pieces that I grabbed, and I cut these down with my saw. So they're kind of drier than the ground, so we'll use those as our base to prop some sticks up with. Next, we're just grabbing from our twig bundle, or not bundle, just a bunch of twigs that we gathered from dead trees. And I'm just going to basically make a chaotic teepee. We'll just lay those over our dry Ziploc bag. So let me show you all what I've got going on so far. So this is where we're at now. There's our Ziploc bag. This is our chaotic teepee of sticks and twigs and all that good stuff. Got our tools back over there. So now let's go ahead, let's run over here. Let's grab our feather sticks that we created. Okay, we'll bring those over. I'm going to kind of put those up here for now just to keep them dry, and then we'll grab us a couple handfuls of these as well. And I may stitch this video together a little different, just so you all aren't seeing such a first-person view the whole time. But who knows? Maybe I'll just keep it like it is. Okay, so let's go ahead. So again, let's put our feather sticks in just the driest place that we can. Then we're going to put these right here. I've never done this exact method before. I've definitely done a one stick fire by creating everything out of the one log. And then I've also used the chaotic teepee with all the twigs. I've done that as well multiple times, but I've never put the 2 and 2 together, so we'll see how it goes. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's no biggie. We can adjust, use our materials for different things. Okay. So I think we're about filled up here as much as it can kind of stand with weight. So we'll leave that right about there. I'm going to try to set this phone up. I'm using sticks as a tripod, so I'm going to try to set it up so you all can see back in here. So let me set that back up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so 2 items that I always have on me when I'm in the woods. I always have a good fixed blade. Today it happens to be the Esee RB3. This is a new fixed blade for me. I'm just now breaking it in. This is actually my first day out with it. And then I've always got a ferrorod of some sort. In the winter months, I really prefer one of the big ones, whether it's a 5-inch, a 6-inch, just because it's easier to use when you've got low dexterity. This one is the fireROD XL, and it's got the tinder compartment up here that you unscrew, and it has these little fire plugs. So I'm just going to go ahead and use one. We could also use the duct tape, and I may show that in a future video, how to use the duct tape for fire starting. But we'll just use the tinder tab. I'll go ahead, I'll fluff that up. We're going to use our feather sticks right here. So I'll set those to the side just for when I'm ready. And then I'm going to get right back up in here. So we're just going to kind of fluff this up the best that we can. You know, one thing that a lot of YouTubers and people don't talk about a lot is when your hands are freezing cold, it's hard to operate stuff like this. So, you know, as pretty as some stuff looks in my photos, other people's photos, it doesn't typically look that pretty when you're not doing it for a photo shoot. So I got that fluffed up the best that I could. Let's go ahead. Let's get down here into our fire lay area. I'm going to move a few other things. Okay. Let's get back in here. Clear out a spot so we can use our ferrorod and everything. And then I am also going to put these feather sticks close by so that they're going to catch. And you know, this actually may be a cool option. Let's do this instead. I was going to just light it down here on the ground, but I think it would actually be neater to ignite it right into a feather stick and then light the feather stick with it. I know there's a million options, but I hardly ever use the material out of this fireROD, so we'll go ahead and use it. And hopefully this will catch it on camera. I can't see the screen or anything to see if we're in focus, but hopefully we are. And then we're just going to shove this right up under there when it's on fire, and we should have our fire going. There we go. Got that lit. We're going to lay our knife to the side. Lay our ferrorod to the side. Also, if you notice, all of my main tools, whether it's my knife, my ferrorod, all of them have blaze orange on them. So just like right now, I don't have my sheath on. It's back the opposite direction. So if I lay it down, I can see that bright orange. That's a really important thing. Let's go ahead. Let's start trying to catch our bigger materials on fire. And then we've got those little ones down in here burning as well. So we've got these little materials burning, our twigs. We could, when those all start to get burned up, we can start manipulating that material, bringing it over the fire. We've got a little bit more fuel here. We can start tacking that on top. I always go by the saying that if your flames are going above your highest material, then you're good to go. You're good to add more fuel on top. So let's go ahead, let's add more on. And once all this stuff burns down, then these logs right here are going to catch. This one right here, it's honestly, it looks kind of too far gone to catch quickly. It's pretty wet, but that one back there, it should catch. But this is already kicking off a lot of heat. And that, like I said, was kind of a combination with a one stick fire that you could do with just a knife. And then just gathering up a bunch of twigs and lighting those on fire with a FireROD lighter, whatever. Oh, so before I let you go, so this really wasn't about fire skills, survival, staying alive in the woods, you know, fighting off hypothermia with fire skills, none of that, no. It's all about what's going in that cup right there. And I think it's about boiled, so it's about to go double or nothing. Double pack of some dark chocolate, hot chocolate. That's what this is really all about. Learn some fire skills so that you can make epic hot chocolate in the woods. Disclaimer, this is not sponsored by Swiss Miss.